we can't forget you either.
Emma. Okay, thank you.
You make me so happy. I tried to call you before, but I lost my nerve. I tried my imagination, but I was disturbed. Daddy, I got your number. Hard to make you mine. Daddy, don't change your number. 8675309. 8675309. 8675309. 8675309. I got it. I got it. I got your number on the wall. I got it. I got it. For a good time. For a good time. Love is in the wild and love is in the air. Tell me when to go, tell me when you love me there. Love me there. Teach me how to speak and teach me how to share. Tell me when to go, tell me when you love me there. Love me there. Yeah. Yeah. Never let your light shine down. Never let your light shine down. Never let your light shine down. Love song never has its end. Never mind that life's all around. Now is nothing but love that's for you.
There's a horse right there.
What's your name?
Duke.
Newton?
Boy.
Okay, like Big Newton?
Duke.
Nuke! Oh, okay.
Shaking. Why is he shaking?
Pardon?
Why is he shaking?
He's cold.
Oh.
He ain't got no hair.
Oh.
Alan?
Yeah.
That's perfect. Well, he's very good. He does photography as well as painting, and he's got very eclectic style. So.
Oh.
It's a long way to go. Too late now?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Beautiful painting.
I'll tell you. Yeah,
I went there. You got to see her.
Are these all the guys who are in the book?
Yeah, in the song. Yeah, and there's the downfall of it. It's a little heavy. Oh yeah, you don't remember this one?
Nope, it's on
What is it?
I get to hear it for the first time.
She sang it in a 1935 film called Curly Top. The lyrics were by Irving Caesar and Ted Kohler.
Animal crackers. Understand you caught this salmon?
I did.
You the
I
husband?
did. I am.
Flash
Right.
frozen from Alaska?
It is. It's my annual vacation with friends from college.
How big was the fish?
Well, we caught 227 of them this year.
Wow.
So
Can you spread your arms and show me?
they were about this big.
Whoa! One painting turned into 4 panels for this exhibit.
Thank you for shopping local. We appreciate it. Now make sure you edit that, make it really thin and great.
Oh, you're very welcome.
It's not the best thing in the world, but you want to help you for it.
The dog is like, I didn't know what to say.
That's race.
And she's been hanging around the kitchen, so she's never like, but I'm that kind of person that will come to me.
Are you ready to go or not?
You want to take me? Take me? Good, but only if you're done. You're not ready.
I'm ready, man.
I figured I'd go in there, get a beer, and check that out.
We find someone who wants that. Yep. Take a big bite of it. Yeah.
A lot of these have cinnamon in them. I love this thing. I want to figure out what it is. Look.
Man, you were supposed to be in Miss Graham's class, which is with me.
The ball picture?
Yep.
Oh, is that right?
Okay, beginning. T2 is bang, good.
Austin, that's the real one. That's the, yeah. Right there, it's hugging out. Mom, did Daddy get my coat?
2015 Pomeroy Stern Whale Riverfest, and tonight's finals for the Ultimate Elvis Tribute Artist Contest. the preliminary round, where the winner of this contest will go to Memphis, Tennessee next August to represent Pomeroy, Ohio in the ultimate finals. Thank you all for being here. This road, thank you to the village of Pomeroy, we're going to close down the road, so if we need to move back that way, right, you'll be able to sit back that way as it comes forward. If you're in an area where we don't, if you have a chair, you'll be able to move it this way and see pretty well over this way. All right, sit back, relax, and enjoy the finals of the Ultimate Elvis Tribute Artist Contest. First to the stage, from Parkersburg, West Virginia, Jim Horsey. But then again, too few.
That's it, folks. Thank you. Good night. Well.
Where's the girl with, yeah, the flying shirt?
Who is the program manager from Americorps.
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Go Americorps! So thank you, everybody, for being here today. And I'm Lauren Barota for ComCorps, and I'm so excited to have all the corps here today. Have some great speakers lined up for the next hour. And Jennifer Sanders is here from Serve, Ohio, we're very lucky to have funding from, so that we can do all the great things for our communities that you all do. So with that, I will introduce Jennifer, if you want to come on up. And Jennifer is the compliance officer from Serve, Ohio. So members, when we talk about why we need things a certain way, it's because of Jennifer. But we are so thankful to have her here today. Welcome everybody. And she traveled from Columbus this morning to be here with us. So thank you, Jennifer.
On behalf of Serve Ohio, their communities, organizations, I cannot thank you enough for all of the service that you've committed to do this year. I know that all of you will do great things, and this is just the beginning. Opening day is that beginning moment when you're going to do an absolute fabulous service year. So please, please, please understand that from the bottom of my heart, Serve Ohio, everyone, thank you so much and welcome. Now, and it is my distinct pleasure to introduce Bob Garbo, who is a former VISTA volunteer way back when VISTA first came to Appalachia. He is retired director of Athens, of Hawking Athens Perry County Community Action. He is an active volunteer in the community, and he would like to talk with you about serving in your community. Welcome, Bob Garbo.
Thank you very much. I don't know if you all can hear or not, but we'll give this a try. This is a little weird. You're sitting on steps, half sitting, half not sitting. Thank you for this honor. I don't know about you folks, but I was thinking on the way down here, one of the things that bothers me about today's atmosphere is that everything seems to be kind of negative. We have a negative spin on a lot of things. You know, you read the papers, and the papers are all full of the bad news was on the front page mostly. And then you look at TV, national news has got this ability to put all the bad stuff first, and then we slide in a nice little thing about the Cub Scout who helped the lady across the street right near the last 30 seconds, right? Remember that? You know how that goes? We have this negative. You talk to people, your friends, and everything's bad. The good, bads are all bad, everything's bad. Let me tell you how nice this is to have a refreshing, good, positive event like this on a beautiful day, by the way. This is so nice for me and an honor for me to be part of this. You know, for a lot of reasons. First of all, I can get rid of all that negative for a few minutes here and focus on the kind of things you're going to do that are all good for the community in many, many ways. I can reflect back on my own career in VISTA, way back when they first started, and it reminds me of the spirit and the time that was all positive and good in my life, and I hope that that's it for you too. You know, volunteering is really a pretty critical part of our democracy when you think about it. It's one of those things. There's a couple things in our democracy, you know, that are really important. One is that people have a right of self-determination to do things. They have that right to do that. Many countries don't. You are making that choice as human beings in this culture, in this country, to do something positive for your country. The second thing is that citizens have a responsibility in this country to society to help make it better. And you're doing that too by joining Americorps. So you're really doing something today by starting this venture that really is truly a positive spin for the country. And I hope that the coverage of this event will certainly reflect that. You know, we have a fairly long history in our nation of people doing things for other people. Churches, private nonprofits, all kinds of other good-intentioned people have always responded to crises. They've always helped feed their neighbors. They've always been good. It's only been very recent, though, in our history that there's been a public support for that, a public statement that volunteerism is good. And that's what you reflect today. You know, very briefly, we had some crises. We had a terrible depression and unemployment and so forth, so they did create a CCC camp. CCC camps all over the country. If you drive around even here in Athens, Ohio, you'll see results of that. Stadiums and bridges and buildings that were all built by CCC volunteers. But then there wasn't a lot of it until the 60s. And a lot of people think about all of this stuff starting under LBJ and his war on poverty. Well, part of that is true. John Kennedy wanted to start a service corps here in the country, but the bill didn't pass. So LBJ kind of swooped it up and took it. And that's how people like Bob Garbo responded in the 60s and became a VISTA volunteer. And I left Chicago, Illinois in those days and got sent down to Appalachia and spent 2.5 years down there, falling in love with helping a community do everything from build playgrounds to get water in your school. Great opportunity for me to do something to make life better for some people and with them. So this public statement that we're doing here today is really very, very significant. Now, this is catching on a little bit. Over the last few years, there have been a lot of private corporations that have decided that this is worth the effort for their employees. You may be aware that Nationwide Insurance in Columbus, Chase Bank, all those institutions are starting to say to their employees, you need to do something in your community, and we are encouraging you to do that. And so it's beginning to catch on and beginning to grow, hopefully. Actually, not too long ago, I saw a thing, and you may have seen it too on television. Tom Brokaw interviewed the president of Arizona State University. They have begun a 4-year degree program in public service. There's a public service academy that started. So you see the education world, the private business world, they're all starting to see the value. So what you're doing today is going to be this journey of service is very, very critical to keep it going. I would do this. I would challenge you to 3 things as you start your service. I would challenge you first to participate. Participate fully. I mean get into it. I mean do a good job. I think the impact will be even greater than you can expect. It really will affect whatever you're doing, whether it be with environmental issues or young children or health clinics. It doesn't make any difference. One's not any better than the other. But get into it. Embrace it. Have some passion for it. I think you'll find that you'll be more effective by doing that. The second thing I would challenge you to do is propagate. Propagate. What I mean by propagate, I mean tell people what you're doing. Don't be ashamed. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing. I'm sure some friends have looked at you and said, you're going to do what? No. Well, tell them what you're going to do. Don't want to do it, that's their choice, but don't be ashamed. Don't put your head down. What you're doing is awesome for this country and for your community. Be proud of that. Propagate it. Tell people. Tell the press. Tell all kinds of people what you're doing. That's how you get the positive spin. You deserve it. You're the ones who are doing this. Thirdly, I would challenge you to advocate. Advocate for this. Okay? Don't forget, this is a public endorsement, a public statement that service is critical to our democracy. It requires funds. Funds from Congress. Funds from presidents who have to believe in this. And so, you know, you need to tell them what you're doing. And as you go on in life, as you carry this thing on in life, take that advantage to remember your service and what it meant to you. Tell them how important it was to you in your life, you know? I think one of the things that is in the swearing-in ceremony, I'm not sure, Gary, but I thought I read in there something about, you know, that you make a commitment to your service for this year and beyond, and beyond. So think about what I said, okay? Maybe there's a way that you're not going to be a VISTA volunteer forever, you're not going to be an Americorps volunteer forever, you know? But you may be able to carry that spirit, doing something for your community, into your church, into your business, into your whatever for the future. That's the beyond, and that's part of advocating for this. I leave you with one quote from Gandhi. I think it's appropriate. Gandhi said the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. I congratulate you, and I wish you the best in the days ahead.
Thanks to Bob. Some really great words, and as an alumni, I think those really stay true too. And with that, we're going to hear from an alumni of Americorps, Miss Tara Giltz. Tara and I had the privilege of serving with Tara. We did Americorps together many kind of years ago now. And Tara served at Big Brothers Big Sisters while she was in Americorps, and went out on to work at several different locations with Big Brothers Big Sisters, and now is at Ohio Health. So she really turned her service around and got employment after her Americorps term with where she was serving, and she is one of the greatest people I know. I always say if I'm on a deserted island, I want Tara with me because she gets stuff done. So she's a great person, and she really, Bob, you were mentioning taking this commitment with us, and Tara definitely does that in every day of her life. So with that, I give you Tara.
I was an Ohio University student. I was 21 years old, and my world, like many college students, didn't extend beyond the end of Court Street. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I was contributing very little to my community, and I was really serving no one but myself. But I knew I should and could be doing more, and I guess the universe agreed and intervened in my life. Around this time, I opened the paper, and there was an ad for Good Works. They needed volunteers at Friday Night Life for their kids' club. I called, applied, and I began volunteering there in the fall of 2006. And there I became a part of a new community, the Friday Night Life community, and I learned about Americorps. The pitch for joining from an Americorps member at the time went something like this. For 11 months, you'll earn about $2 an hour. You'll have probably a programming budget of $0. You'll check heads for lice and in turn be convinced that you yourself have lice about a half dozen times. Your car will be covered in crayon and puppy paint and food, and you will log more miles on it in the Appalachian Hills than you thought possible. Do you want to join? So I applied immediately. And during my 2 years of Americorps, as a Americorps member at Big Brothers Big Sisters, I built an incredibly strong network of friends, of colleagues, of mentors. I formed powerful relationships with the volunteers I served beside and the children and families I had the opportunity to know. Today, 8 years later, some of those ornery teenagers and rebellious kids are remarkable adults. An EMT who I see at work every day, an accountant, a grocery store clerk, a mother, a college student, a musician, I am proud of those kids and so grateful that I had the opportunity to support their ambitions, be a sounding board, and model the importance of service to our community. Americorps and service become woven into who you are. You find yourself saying, sure, I can do that, more often. You learn about the beauty, the culture, the history that lives beyond your bubble. And you'll be the dissenting opinion, you'll fight for the underdog, and like the Grinch, strangely, your heart grows 3 sizes through Americorps service. When I left, I didn't leave service behind, nor did my fellow members. Our alumni are leaders at food banks and social service agencies, schools, hospitals, clinics, and while the paths we take are continually evolving, the foundation that Americorps provided will ensure that service remains a part of who we are and the work that we do. So thank you all for joining Americorps, and thank you so much for your service to our community.
Thank you, Tara. Tara is also an inspiration to myself. She was my boss for 2 years, and I love her greatly, and she's a mentor to myself. I'd like to introduce next Athens County Commissioner Chris Schmiel.
All right. My wife was a VISTA volunteer at the Foothill School, and I guess that gave us a little foothold in Athens. And it would be great if some of you guys were able to realize your dreams, maybe, of living in the hills down here. And I think Athens kind of is a little bit of a magnet now for, I think, people that are hopeful. I really liked what Bob was saying about all the great things that do happen that don't get the press. And I think your guys' experience, it's going to deepen your whole enjoyment of your life. I know I was lucky enough in high school. I had a history teacher in Cincinnati, and he made us volunteer, and I would go down to the homeless shelters and such downtown Cincinnati, and that just was the whole idea of getting out of your bubble. It's so important, and enjoy that. Me personally, I was pretty involved in campus activism at OU, and by being involved, people out in the community, they'll see your name. They'll see you out in the, at events. They'll see, you're involved. That actually led to an opportunity that's one of the reasons I was able to stay here as well, is other people saw me involved, and then someone said, hey, do you want a job this summer? And so keep that in mind. If you guys can figure out a way to, I think, find a right livelihood, and I think there's so much value in that, to be able to do something that you feel good about, and do what you love. The money will follow. It might not be much right now as Americorps members, but you can turn your passion into a right livelihood. So I support you guys in that. And I would also like to invite you all, if you're in Athens County, to come up to the commissioners' meetings. We meet on Tuesday mornings, and if you're looking, and some folks from Rural Action have been in recently, but if you're looking for a venue to tell your story, the press is always there looking to write stories. So please feel free to get on our agenda. You just call, and we'll give you some time that get your message out there. And if you're in other counties, I would encourage you to do that with the other county commissioners. And then also, your city councils and, the elected officials, they love hearing from the people volunteering in our communities. And I think in the long run, I also want to encourage you guys to be a public servant. I'm really glad I ran for county commissioner. It's not a cakewalk. You got to have a fair amount of kind of emotional armor, because people will want to, discredit you, whatever. And then, you got to keep in mind your eyes on the prize, I guess. And, anything that you're doing that's worthwhile is not going to be easy. So, and it's like going to build your character. But that whole saying of you can make a difference, you really can. It's just You got to be tough. You got to persevere, and don't give up. And good luck in your years of service here, and hopefully you'll become long-term Athens County residents. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. It is my pleasure now to introduce Gary Guzman, who is Amesville Mayor. He is also the Senior National Service Programs Manager at COAD, and he is Rural Action's Board Chair. So please welcome Gary Guzman.
Can you hear me from here?
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm going to shout it from the mountaintop instead of stand behind a podium. Today, you join history and you join a family. I want to talk a little bit about both. The history you joined, last year was the 20th anniversary of Americorps. And you are now being welcomed today into that fold. And part of your obligation, as Bob Garbo said, will be to talk about what you do. And I'll explain that in a minute. You're also joining a family of national service. I am the director of Senior Corps programs, which is also part of national service. And I want you to know who those people are, because there are 450,000 senior citizens in the United States right now engaged in national service. They are foster grandparents who mentor and tutor in schools. They are senior companions who help disabled and elderly individuals stay in their homes. And they are RSVP volunteers who work for tens of thousands of other nonprofits, helping them to achieve their mission every day. So I want you to know that you as Americorps don't stand alone. You are a part of a network. This last year, foster grandparents celebrated their 50th anniversary as part of the War on Poverty. I want you to talk about them and promote them as much as you would your own service in Americorps. Last year was the 50th anniversary of VISTA. You heard from Bob, who was one of the early conscripts in VISTA, and the success of Bob and other people years ago kept VISTA going for 50 years. And last year, 20 years of Americorps. All of this success comes from you in the field doing exemplary work, but beyond that, it comes from talking about that service. Right now, in Congress, there's a budget that proposes significant cuts to the Corporation for National and Community Service, 40%, to Americorps and the overall administration. Now, a continuing resolution was just passed that flats funds that because they could not make a decision until December 11th. But the fact of the matter is you have two things to do, is do your service well so that your community benefits and people will know about it. And even though you have stipulations on what you can do in terms of advocacy, you can always share with your elected officials what you do and the benefit of what you do, and I suggest you do that wholeheartedly. Because last year, the budget came out of Congress, the total elimination of Americorps and national service, and that is not acceptable. And you must tell your friends, you must tell your neighbors that we will not accept, after 50 years of success with VISTA, we will not accept that budget. After 50 years of success with senior companions and foster grandparents, we will not accept that as a budget. And after 20 years of Americorps, we will not accept that as a budget. So, go do your service diligently, but be advocates and tell everyone and encourage everyone to advocate for another 50 years of national service here in this country. Congratulations.
Thank you, Gary. And last but not least, we have the Athens City Mayor, Paul Weil, and he will do a proclamation for us and then lead us in the Americorps pledge.
Thank you for being in Athens.
Let me say a few things. First of all, compared to Bob, I'm a sprinter, and he's a long-distance runner. Comes to public service. I have done volunteer work. It actually put me into the politics eventually because I saw what needed to be done, and that's one of the learning opportunities you will have. The other thing I realized over time, being more of a loner at the time, is that really you can only get so much done by yourself. There's a synergy in working together. With that said, this is part of Americorps. I see, parts of rural action, medical school. These are all filling the gaps that are needed in our society. That's what volunteerism is. The idea is saying we can do this, we're making what we're going to have now and for the future, and we have to look at all the little parts that need to be filled in, and that's what you guys do. One of my things when I did a volunteer work for some committee. I won't go into the committee. The guy got up there who was leading and coordinating says, "You guys are good for nothing." And I said, "What?" He says, "You do good for nothing. You basically do good and you actually get paid $2 an hour." I hope it's more than that. No. And a car full of crayons. But again, this is what it takes. It takes us, all of us, all the time, trying to say what do we need to make our world a better place. And that's it. It's all inspiration, it's all observation and advocacy. So with that said, I'll start the proclamation. You'll have to bear with all the whereas. Whereas Americorps engages more than 75,000 Americans in intensive service each year at non-profits, schools, public agencies, and community groups across the country. And whereas Americorps members strive to meet critical needs of education opportunities, healthy futures, veterans and military families, disaster services, and environmental stewardship. And whereas the members have contributed more than 1.2 billion hours in service across America. That's a lot. While tackling pressing problems and mobilizing millions of volunteers for organizations that they serve. And that's it. You're going to be part of a group. You're going to be part of a corps. And as much energy you put in it, we'll make it work. And whereas we honor the efforts of the Rural Actions Ohio Stream Restore Corps, Ohio University Heritage College of Osteopathic Medicine, Corps. And whereas Americorps members will gather on the Athens County steps today, October 16th, 2015, for the Americorps Regional Swearing-In Ceremony. And I won't require blood. Therefore, I, Paul Wild, the Mayor of the City of Athens, Ohio, do proclaim October 16th, 2015 as Americorps Day in the City of Athens, and recognize the individuals who take this official Americorps pledge. Thank you. Here we go. Stand and raise your right hand. Repeat after me then. Americorps pledge. I will get things done for America. I will get things done for America. To make our people safer. To make our people safer. Smarter and healthier. Smarter and healthier. I'll bring Americans together. I will bring Americans together. To strengthen our communities. To strengthen our communities. Faced with apathy. Faced with apathy. I will take action. I will take action. Faced with conflict. Faced with conflict. I will seek common ground. I will seek common ground. Faced with adversity. Faced with adversity. I will persevere. I will persevere. I will carry this commitment. I will carry this commitment with me this year and beyond. With me this year and beyond. I am an Americorps member. I am an Americorps member. And will get things done. And I will get things done.